Hello, good everyone. How are you doing? Trust you're good. Welcome to another session for today's class. And welcome into today's class. So for today's class, we'll be looking into one of the porn lab here, titled Exploit Weak Bucket Policies for Privileged Access. So we'll be looking into this lab for today. And to begin with, we need to download the lab VPN. So you click on download VPN file, click on that. So the download will begin. You can see the download is completed. You can locate the download folder here in directory. All right, you can see here it is. So we have it in our download folder, downloads folder already. So looking into this lab, you can see the scenario that during a direct team engagement for users, the user team found the IP address 13.43.144.61 and hard-coded AWS credentials in a shipping application. Your primary objective is to access sensitive data using the discovered AWS credentials and IP address. Your goal is to dive deeper into their cloud infrastructure and demonstrate impact. So what we need is to the first thing we need to do is to scan this IP address for open ports using one of the network mapper tool called nmap. So we are going to do that. But first we need to connect to our VPN. We need to connect to our VPN. So what you can do, I'm going to open a new tab here. I'm going to navigate to the download directory to open a new tab, a new tab in this terminal. You press Ctrl plus Shift plus T, so that will open a new one. So can press Ctrl plus to increase the size. Um, so what you're gonna do is that we're gonna navigate to um download to our download directory. Sorry, apologies. So you can see this the um this is VPN. This is here. So to connect to the VPN, we'll be using OpenVPN. You can see it's also in OpenVPN file. So we are going to use OpenVPN. And in case you don't have OpenVPN installed, you can do sudo apt install OpenVPN. So you get it installed. And I already have it installed. So what I'm going to do right here is that and it's also worth to know that you might try to connect to this VPN without sudo privilege, and it might not be able to connect, but it's always safe to use sudo. It might work without sudo sometimes, and sometimes it require you to use sudo. So super user do and enter the file. All right. So let's try to see if it will work without sudo now. But it's only to take note of in case of next time. Okay, take already have it here. So let's press enter. You can see the operation was permitted, so it's terminated itself. So what you can do now, let's do sudo control sudo. Now let's try to connect. It prompted me for a password. Sorry. You can see now it's connected. We have our VPN connected to them 10.8.0.46. You can see so it's good to always enter sudo to use sudo. And also, the reason why we open it in a new tab is that once you connect to the VPN here, you cannot leave this terminal if you unless it terminates the VPN. So it's always good to have it running in another terminal and then come back here. So what to do now is since you are connected to the VPN, you can do nmap to scan. So we do pn, that is do not ping. Then we do sc to use nmap script, and then we do sv for version detection. Then we scan the top port, that is the top port 1000. So these are the common ports. So and we as well enter the name of the address, the VPN address. I already copied it. Then Control Shift V. Then let's press enter. So now we can also see the result of our scan. So to see the result of our annual scan, stage by stage, what we can do is that to this we can add dash VV, or you add the dash dash verbose. So that's the meaning of the VV. So you can put it here like verbose, that's the VV, whichever one. I even didn't complete the verbose, but it's understood what I was saying. So you can see now it's about 5.00% done. Percent done. 20%. So we need to wait for the scan to be completed so that we can see what ports are open that we can, try to explore further. So once we get the open port, then we can see what we have there to explore further. And also, because of this lab, we'll encounter um, passworded Microsoft Office document. So I already have the link here to get them. And also there are some word lists that you will be needing. So I have them here according to from the lab. So we need to download this, which we get. This is the Office 2 john.py. So this is a Python program, and what it does is to generate hash, password hash from an Office file, Microsoft Office file. And this rocq.txt is what you're going to is a dictionary. So the process you're going to use to crack the password is that we're going to use dictionary attack. The attack we are going to use is called dictionary attack to crack the password. This rocq.txt already always most time comes with Kali Linux if you're on Kali Linux. If not, you can download it manually. Yeah, but if you're on a Kali Linux, you just um um include the path there, the absolute path there, and for this as well, we'll be needing this directory list for their Buster. We'll be using Go Buster to list the hidden directory from the website. So we are going to discover that later. But you can see now about 74.55% done. So we're almost done. So I think we should be done now. It has already discovered an open port 3000 TCP protocol on 13.4 the IP address we included. So we know that this port is open and the scan all service. So there's an EC2 instance. You can see. So compute. So there's an EC2 instance. You can see this is the result of our scan now. This is the report. So the port is open. and to open up port 3000 TCP open, and the service is running HTTP. So we know that this is a web server, and the version is Node.js. You can see here, and so what you can do next now is that let's view this our IP address in our browser on port 3000 on port 3000. So to do that, you come here. I already have it copied, so I just paste it here and include port 3000. Sorry. So let's press enter and see what we have here. You can see it's running a web browser, a website, huge logistic. You can see here, this is a website, huge logistics. So let's try to, see some things. You can see nothing is changing. Track services, contact, about. This more like a this more like a static website. So you can see here. Try to show the pickup. We have the warehousing solution. We have this look like our website was hosted in S3. And to verify that, let's check our source code. We'll view our page source rather. So let's see what you can find here. Especially what you are looking for, something that starts with S3. All right, here we have image source. So our image is captured from AWS S3, and this is the title, this is the bucket, huge logistics hyphen data. That's data. So this is the bucket. This is the bucket that we have here. So let's click on that. Do you have anything? No. All right, this access denied. So let's try to enumerate this bucket and see what you can find. So each logistics that's data. So let's do that. We come here and let's do clear my screen. Instead of we can do clear my screen. I'll do AWS and then during a pen testing, the nmap results we ought to copy it and paste it in a report writing note. You know, once your clients give you something like an environmental pen test, you have to give report. So the way if it's in a real world scenario, we want to copy that report and paste it in the report editor in order to prepare your report and also indicate your findings. It's very important. So let me try to scan to list to enumerate this S3 bucket. So uh, let me type the name of the bucket here. S3, sorry, huge logistics. I think data with no sign request. So let's see what we have here. We are able to do that. So we're able to do that. So which means you cannot enumerate this bucket from the public. So let's try to connect to the credential we're given. So let's connect it. Let's configure the credential. Yeah, so with AWS configure profile. Let's just call this bucket. All right. So paste that. Now copy this. Paste it as well. Yeah, you can use default region system output JSON. So from here we can get the colors identity. And the profile configured. So we can see the user is test. So we have that. So now let's try to list our buckets with this our profile S3 this bucket. Instead of no sign request, we are going to sign it with this username. So call this bucket. Let's see if this user have that. So this user does not have permission as well to list objects. You can see AM user test is not authorized to perform this bucket on this resource with logistic data. So does not have the permission. So let's further get the one of the access permission management in AWS S3 is access control list. That's ACL bucket ACL. So let's try to check if we have bucket ACL. Oh, so let's try to check if there are any bucket ACL that's attached. So let's do S3 AWS S3 API. Now I'm going to do AWS S3 API. Get bucket, get bucket ACL. Then enter the name of the bucket. That's bucket name. That's huge logistics and data. Then profile. So let's check that. Sorry, I made a mistake here. That should be just a bucket. So let's check that. So let me run that again so that you can see clearly. So the result shows us that the user does not have permission as well to get bucket ACL access control list. So it's not authorized. Okay. Then let's try to get the bucket policy. Policy is the raw fine grained way to attach permission to an AWS bucket AWS bucket. So let's do AWS S3 API get bucket policy. So include the name of the bucket, logistics data, profile calling this. Let's check that. All right, you can see we're able to get a bucket policy. So since this user have permission to get bucket policy, so but you can see the output here. It's not it's not human friendly. There's no how we can read this, clearly. So um we need to make sure that gives the result in a human readable format. So what you can do to test that, then to the last command, then we can pipe this using JQ to format it, and dash out to read the data in the policy. So this policy, so the dot policy here. So this will format it in a readable format and GQ again. So let's see the result of this. You can see now we can read it well in a human readable format. As you can see here, the version the statement ID public read for authenticated users for objects. Effect allow on principal AWS, that is any authenticated AWS user can can public read for authenticated user for object. It's allowed to perform this action, that is get object and get object ACN. So get object and get object ACN. So there's difference between object ACN and bucket ACN. All right. So on what resource, and this is the resource huge logistic hyphen data slash backup XLSX. So this is an Excel, Microsoft Excel file, and we have another one background.png. Even though we're not able to get to list um, the objects in the bucket, but getting the policy, we can see what resources are available in this bucket now just by reading the policy. All right. So now, since we can see the action is that we can get objects, even though we can't list objects. We cannot get what we don't know. But with this policy now, we're able to discover that we have some objects here. So now we are going to download this object. So to do that, we do AWS S3 CP. Just to copy it, download S3. We can copy this, and paste it, make it work faster. Control Shift C and Control Shift V. So then the directory that is this present working directory that we are in, that's the meaning of the dots. And if you want to download this to another folder, you provide a path, probably home, downloads you want to be, you can just list that. But we are using this present working directory, and then we indicate the profile calling is all right. So in this, you can see with this, we downloaded the file. We downloaded the file. Like I stated earlier, that's in a real world scenario. Like this now, we ought to put this in our file in our reports, okay, and highlight resources here. Yeah, like this now, this is a wrong configuration. That is any AWS principal, any authenticated AWS user can perform this action, and that's very wrong. All right, that's not a good security measure. You can see this one to allow get bucket policy, and that's the reason why we're able to get this bucket policy. That this policy are attached to this bucket. You can see first is allow principal any authenticated AWS user, that is global AWS user. So far the person is authenticated. Get bucket policy action resource on this bucket itself. So now that we've downloaded the file, you can see backup.xlss. This is an Excel file. And to open this, you want to use Microsoft Excel. So to do that, I'm going to show you how to create a share folder in VirtualBox. Attach the share folder so that with Microsoft Windows you can open it. You can open this either with Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Office, or LibreOffice. But let me show you how to create a share folder. So with that share folder, we are going to copy this inside the share folder and open it on our Windows. So to do that, I'll come here. First, you create the folder. You create the share folder. You have to create a share folder. Let's assume I'm creating a share folder on my desktop here. Let me see. Sorry, trying to get the place I can do that. Okay, let's assume I'm creating a share folder here. So to do that, just create a folder. Let's see, just type shared folder. So press enter. To now share this folder between my Linux and my local machine, that is the base OS, this is the guest OS. So you can come in, either right click and click on settings, or once it is clicked here, click on settings here and come to shared folders. You can see here. Then you click this plus sign. What's the folder path? Order. Then you navigate to the path the folder is, remember music and this. So with this, once it is selected, you select folder. So mount point, that is, you can um, indicate the mount point, read only. We don't just want to read, we want to be able to write into it. So you can select auto mount to automatically mount it. And as well, make permanent. So what this make permanent means that even when you shut down your virtual machine here, you won't and after booting it back, this folder will still be attached to this machine. But if you do not select make permanent, you only share it for this for the time this machine is powered on. Once it's shut, you shut it down and you power it on again, it will not be automatically mounted. It will not be make permanent. So click OK and OK, yeah, sure. So we come to our Linux machine here and come to our folders. We say let's open folder. Let's open our folder, and you can see here you have the shared folder here. It's empty. So what you can do is let's copy that file we downloaded now. So yeah, I'm going to copy it, Ctrl C, and come here, Ctrl V. I've made a copy now. Let's come back to my folder I created in my file explorer here. You can see we have it here. All right. So let me open it. You can see this backup.xlsx is protected. That is, it's passworded. So we need to get the password. So that will move us to the next phase of this lab, where we are going to crack this password. So to do that, to crack this password, we need to generate the password hash like I explained earlier. So I've gotten the links here, to download that. So it's as well upon us. You get this widget on Linux, Ctrl C, then Ctrl Shift V to download the application. You can see is downloaded now. ls office 2 john.py. All right. So with this application, we can generate our the file hash of this backup .xlsx. Is now the generated hash that we are going to crack with a tool called hashcat. So let's proceed further now. To generate that, do Python 3, then name of this office.py, then we'll include the name of the file. Sorry, there was an error. So we include the name of the file, backup, and the output, that is what the name want to call the generated file. You can just say hash.txt. All right, so let's see that. So it has generated the hash. Let's concatenate let's print out the hash. So you can see here. So this is the printed out. You can see office, blah 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 blah. So and to do that now, this file format is suitable for John the Ripper, but for hashcat, you can see if you come to their page here, hashcat example of hashes on 9600. You can see this how the format ought to be. You understand? So this how the format should be of it. And you can see here we have backup.ss. So we need to remove this backup and colon here. So to do that, you can use our note. Sorry, I wanted to Notepad. You can use Nano or VI, anyone, any text editor within the Linux operating system. So, and what's the name of the file? Dash. Then now we can come here and okay, change this, delete that. Then Control X. You want to save, press Y, enter. So we can continue that again, print it out. You can see it's not in a format where we can use hash cards to crack the password. So let me clear my screen. And to crack the password, we need a using hash cards, we need a word list because we are going to use dictionary attack. So we need a word list to do that. So like I stated earlier at the beginning of this class, that you can use John the Ripper. Sorry, I say John the Ripper. What I meant is that on Kali Linux, the word list is there already. That's rockq.txt. So it comprises compromised password, 40 million compromised password, 2009. So 40 million passwords. So these are common passwords. That's what we are going to use. Or you can manually download it with this link. It will download it. All right. So you can download it with this link. This will download it. You can see this will download it. But so this is a bit large. It's a bit large. So, but you already have it in Kali Linux. In case you don't have it, you even catch it rock queue now. That's some file it was able to download earlier. But we already have it, and just remove it. All right. So what you can do now is to use hashcards. The name of the password cracker we are going to use hashcard. Then we are going to indicate the module we want to use. That is 0 for for I mean the kind of attack we want to use. That's 0 for word list, and then we select the module. The module is 9600. That's for Microsoft Office 13. You can see let me show you here. If I concatenate the our hash again, you can see this Office asterisk, 2013 indicated that this Excel file is created with Microsoft Office 2013 version. And to use hash cartridge that support Microsoft Office 2013 version, if you come to their page here, you can see for the module 9600 is used for MS Office 2013. If it is Microsoft Office 2010, we use this module 9500, and if it is 2007, use this module 9400. All right, so I think for 2013 and above, we use 9600. All right, so we use 9600. So we use press enter hash cards. The kind of attack that's word list for 0. Then the module enter 9600. Then what's the name of the file we want to hash? Want to crack the password, the name of the hash rather. So that's our hash.txt. So this is our hash here. And then now we indicate the password, the word list that we want to use. So on Kali Linux, the word list is always located in user share word list, then rockq.txt is already there. All right. Uh, on your own Kali Linux, might bring rockq.star.gz. You have to extract it first manually before this, but it's already extracted. So from that, what you just need to do now is to press enter and ask her to crack the password for us. All right, I made a mistake. Yeah, sorry. Mm, the, this was supposed to be the, sorry about that. No, 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 no. That's correct. So what happened? All ashes found as profile and territories. We should to display them. I'm sorry. Let me try to troubleshoot this. No password is supported by kernel. Did I miss this info? Just give me some seconds to get where I missed this. All right, hello. So welcome back. So I was able to troubleshoot the issue. So I think because I've cracked the password before, so what I just needed to do is to enter the show. I've cracked the password before. So I think that's the reason why um just throwing that error. So like I said earlier, user procure txt. You can see it says info all all hashes found as port file and all empty entries. Use show to display them. So which means it has cracked it before. So that's why I just need to enter show here. You can see this is the password. The password is summer time. You can see this is a very weak password. All right, so let's try to enter that summer time in our backup here. Okay, let's type that summer, um, summer time. You can see, boom. Now we are able to get the content in our password in this Excel file. So there's the password there. We have it here. We have these are the contents in the file. We have username, password, and the system they belong to. So and you can see this web CRM, HR portal, and the likes. So let's try to log into this to see how we can navigate to especially this web CRM. And since the website is the only attack surface that we have, we want to enumerate, we want to check whether there are hidden um hidden directory, hidden path in this website. So to do that, we are going to use GoBuster. So in case you don't have GoBuster before, you just do sudo apt install GoBuster. So you press enter. But I already have it. So and for the GoBuster, we are going to use a word list, a directory that is the directory that this is the list that contain common directory common directories. So this list contain common directories. So to do that, we can copy this we get and download it. You can see press enter. So this will download the word list, the directory list rather, especially for lowercase. So let's start. You can see we have it here. So to use GoBuster to check um, hidden directories, to do that, to do GoBuster, GoBuster hyphen GoBuster dir, that is directory, then hyphen u for the URL, that's HTTP. Let's get our website URL here and just see. So we have it here, and now we need to indicate the directory list. So that's for W word list. Then we enter directory, press tab to autocomplete it. That's it. So what you just need to do next is to press enter. So GoBuster will start enumerating. You can see for image/images, we have status. That is, there's a path called /images. We have the status here. We have another one /asset. You can look into this. /images. See what we have here. These are not indicated. These are not made known to the public. All right, these are not visible to the public. They are hidden. So you can see there we have /assets too as well. If you remember, we have /assets /assets. Oh, is it assets or system information? Okay, it's assets. So let's take that too as well. This asset does not exist. So we have /js. We have /js. So this one still says does not exist. Go back to our normal page. So let's wait for it to discover more. Let's wait for it to discover more. So wait for it to discover more. You can see CRM. For CRM dashboard, we have /CRM. So let's enter /CRM. Yes, /CRM. Voila, you can see we have admin /CRM. So these are not made not to the public. So but with the help of the directory, once I were able to get it. So there's /CRM, and if you remember, if I have something like web CRM here, so this most likely the login details here, as you can see. So let me try to copy this and paste it here. And the password. Paste it here. So, and let's try to check this login credential if it will be successful. Voila. So successful. Wow. So let's try to check our view invoices status. We can see invoice ID, invoice name, email, credit card. You can see. So these are customers' credentials. We can export the data here. Now this is a data breach, customer data. As you can see here, this is also an Excel file. Let's open the directory. Let's copy this and share it and paste it in our share folder so that we can open it on our local computer here. You can see customer data. Let's enter. Let's open it rather. I thought I open it. Okay. You can see we have our customer data here. So these are customer data, this credit card, expiry date, CCV. You can see, and most of these are the flag for this lab. So you can copy this, the flag for the lab, and paste it uh, inside the Chrome lab. So if you come Spelleric bucket, if you check you can enter the flag here. So I've submitted it before, but that's the flag. Yeah, I've submitted the flag before. So now you can see we're able, um, that comes to the end. We can stop this. We can stop this, but in a scenario whereby we're not able to get what we need, we continue to enumerate further and Control C. You can see that from this lab, we're able to enumerate the S3 bucket first. We scan the IP address we're given, and from the IP address, we discover that there's an open port 3000, um, excuse me, please, running HTTP service. And from there, we view from our web browser, see that it's a website and running, it's a static website running on an EC2 and catching its content from S3 bucket. And from the S3 bucket, we're able to enumerate the S3 bucket, even though we don't have the permission to list objects, but we have the permission to download objects. And we also discovered that there was a security gap there. On the norms, we need to indicate the users that should have access to, that should be able to download the object, not the global AWS user from the principal. So that's a misconfiguration there. More so, we're able to download the object, and we found that the object was Microsoft Excel file, and it was passworded. Then we downloaded a Office hash generator, that's Office to John. So we're able to generate the file hash, and from the file hash we used hashcards to crack the file, and we got the password to be summertime. And getting the password, we're able to open the Excel, and we found out that it contains credentials to the company's resources, like website, other services, and having the website as our only attack surface. Then we try to search for hidden directories. So with that hidden directories, we're able to discover this called CRM. That's a customer relationship management tool. From that CRM, we're able to get with the password and the login credentials discovered from the backup. We're able to log in and we downloaded, we exported the invoice, and that the invoice contained sensitive data. It contained the sensitive data. From there, you can see the customer's credit card, their name. So these are their PII, personally identifiable information. You can see this is a data breach now on its own. And I'm also we were able to get the flag for the lab. So come to the end of this lab. Thank you everyone for joining. And if you have any question, can drop it in the comment section. I will look into it and attend to the question as soon as possible. Thank you, and I hope you're enjoying this lab. So see you again in the next lab. Till then, take care.